we're back here at GOMTV.net. You just saw an incredible PBT. First may take this all the way, Artosis.
He could. His PVZ looked really nice in the last round. Not the best PVZ we've seen, but very, very strong. And then his PVT there was, simply put, the best that we've seen. That was the
easily
display
the best
of
we've
PVT,
seen.
I think, that we've really seen. Like, Parting versus Flash might have been comparable last season, but that's the only thing I can think of against such a high-level opponent with such utter brilliant play. Like, first is... Oh, my God, is he good.
He's so good. We're going to have SuperNova now against KangHo.
Should be a good one. Two very old-school GSL players.
I'm going to try to call this one. I think SuperNova actually will win this 2-0.
2-0? Well, he said his best is against Zerg, and he really wanted to play Zerg, so here he is.
That was one of the factors in my decision of calling that there. You know, he did so well without Zerg opponents, and I don't know, man. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
KangHo's good, though, but KangHo's always been overshadowed by these other Zergs.
He's a very stylistic Zerg in this matchup, too.
KangHo was knocked out of Code S for a while.
He was.
And did not come
back. Whereas the Nestia Award was within one season's grasp of
Yes.
SuperNova. He was supposed to be the second person to win it.
Yes. So we're going to go into this game momentarily here. Look at that. KangHo, WCS Korean ranking 5.
Yeah.
Didn't we already have somebody ranked 5 today?
There's ties.
Ah, okay. I was like, busted, guys. Can't pull a fast one on Chases.
Yeah.
Well, our map's going to be Star Station here for the first game.
Cool. I'm excited to see what type of style KangHo brings to the table. How many queens is he going to get? Is he going to use infestors early on? Because this is a guy that's very stylistic in the matchup. He does like a lot of queens. He does like a lot of infestors. He does like a lot of creep and a lot of drones.
Yeah.
All great things. But you have to be careful, man. SuperNova is an aggressive player, generally speaking.
He really is. And he's somebody who I just, when you watch him, he wins based off raw mechanics. Control, macro. There's not a lot of tomfoolery in his play.
No. You don't see as many mind games from him a lot of the time.
No, you really don't. Looks like he's moving on up. Cheese went down by 2. Huh.
Yeah, well.
When's the last time we saw this guy cheese? Did he cheese in the last?
I'm trying to remember exactly what his games were.
I just can't recall.
Well, he 2-0'd. He beat Squirtle. I think that was a pretty straightforward game, and maybe that's why it went down, because he didn't cheese.
That could be. I still don't know if that cheese side is for the odds of him cheesing or his success rate when he does cheese.
Yeah,
because if it's odds of him cheesing, that would make sense if it goes down. If it's based off success of him cheesing, I don't know why
I think it has to be based off of success. Yeah.
Look at KangHo gaining 15 points here in popularity.
Well, you know what? That was actually a very important group. Having Zhongbi Life and Fantasy in your group and then getting out of it. I think very few people expected that. And even though in the foreign scene, he's been around so long and done such a great job, to the StarCraft 1 heavy fan base scene in Korea, he's Thunder Foyu, the little Terran pro gamer from StarCraft 1 that never did anything.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess
also,
that should bring him up some.
In case you guys recognize him from before, he was formerly known as Lucira.
Yeah.
And then changed his ID to KangHo when Heart of the Swarm came out.
Yeah, making that very difficult choice to change your ID. He changes it to his name. All right.
We are anti-changing ID, Artosis, for the sake of branding. So, but you know what? It's his prerogative. So if he wants to do that, he can. But a lot of people don't know, that's actually Lucira from Code S. Yes. So our first map, again, is going to be Star Station. This is a very tough map to hold a third on. Whoever's the defender, essentially.
Yeah, it's
normally
got a
it's
lot
the Zerg
of areas
instead
to
of the Terran, but even 4 bases with Zerg, very hard to hold.
There is a possibility that we'll see Lucira get very aggressive here.
Sure.
Roach Baneling all-ins, still very popular.
Yeah.
Could be something like that. What style will SuperNova open up with?
Do you think we're going to see any Nidus play here?
No.
I feel like the main is too small.
I don't think on this map, I don't think we'll see Nidus play.
We've been seeing more and more Nidus play.
I think a quick pull would be smarter than Nidus play. If he wants to really all in on this map, because SuperNova is a very command center first oriented guy.
You know what? That's a good point. Him and Marine King are always going command center first, sometimes command center on the low ground.
Yeah.
If you just do a quick pull against that, you insta-win.
That's Marine King right there. He's like, you want me to float it how far? No.
That's what happens when I play against Marine King in a major tournament. I just make links and attack.
Yeah, and then he probably out-micros you, and you're like, oh,
no,
that's supposed to be a win.
That's when I just leave and don't punch in GG. So, your predictions here going into this.
I'm kind of sort of feeling SuperNova winning it, but
okay.
Again, it could go either way. I feel like I've been saying that a little bit too much lately because it is really kind of down the middle for me, like a 52-48 or something like that.
You know, KangHo did do very well in that last group.
Yeah. But, you know, SuperNova, I really do like this guy's Terran. But he could get too aggressive where, you know,
that's
like Lucera is known for good creep spread and things like that. So if he's like coming too far on creep and Lucera has an okay start and doesn't lose too many drones, he might be able to just smash a bunch of attacks and take it.
All right, it looks like we're almost ready to get this game going here. Countdown from 10 has begun. Who will move on here, SuperNova or KangHo, as we set the tone here for Group D here at Season 2 StarLeague, WCS Korea. And it looks like the game has loaded up. I'm Tasteless, with me as Artosis. We're bringing you the best esports action you could ever ask for here at GOMTV.net. In the upper left, someone who seems like will never fade away. He is
Master Azubu SuperNova.
And in the bottom right, we have our Zerg player eager to become a champion. Can he do it? He is
Master LGIM KangHo.
What's up, Artosis?
Well, nothing yet because it's early game TVZ and
It is.
There's not a lot of
here.
interesting things early game, like in the first 5 minutes ish. Oh, look at that! I actually forgot about that. I remember that now.
Oh my God, that's right. He did win.
Yeah, that's
4-3.
That was the season
finals.
when SuperNova, back when Protoss was really doing well against Terran, he tore through everyone with Siege Tank Marine. That was a really fun season of Code. That was yeah. Oh God, I really enjoyed that season.
Well, that was when people were still trying to figure out the Terran comps.
Yeah,
we had a lot of different unit compositions. Nobody knew. It was like, do you get Hellbats or no Hellions? Excuse me, and Marauders or about Siege Marine, Siege Tank, and it was cool. We saw some more meching back then. Probably more meching then than we do now.
Yeah, it's fun days, fun times. Looks like it'll probably be a Reaper opening. You know, Reaper opening is always fine, and especially on this map, you're going to get a lot more scouting done with it because of all the different areas you can jump up on.
Yeah.
But the Reaper opening, while sometimes there will be a different path that it follows, generally speaking, as soon as you see the first Reaper, you're like, okay, there's going to be 2 Reapers, then there's going to be Hellions, and he's going to make a 3rd command center.
Yeah,
and then he's going to get 2 EVs.
There's definitely a pattern that they're going to follow with that. Yeah. So,
but you know, we've seen a little bit of an alteration. Like occasionally, people are going into the Theognis build, the Banshee Hellion, and you know,
the great
so
Theognis.
We'll see. Yeah.
Where does Theognis live nowadays?
America.
Where in America?
Everywhere, basically. He's the American hero.
One of the parts with it's got land of the free and home of the brave.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we have a Reaper out here. Nice job there, making sure that he couldn't make that extractor. Did you catch that? That was actually very sexy.
Yeah, that wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And that's also misinformation, because he might keep it. You don't know.
Yeah,
he knows that was made to block the drone, but
it doesn't mean he won't let it finish in mind.
He might be going to Banshee, who knows? No. Of course, he knows that a command center is coming, but he could have kept the gas. That is a fact.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
so Link speed on the way here.
It's getting
what do you think our odds are that we're going to get some aggression coming in here, Artosis? Roach Bane?
I'm not so sure about that one yet. If he starts additional queens, like 2 additional ones, like Lucera oftentimes does, then I'd say probably no aggression. Because Lucera really does like to go 4 or 5 queens. And sometimes like 8 queens.
Yeah, sometimes he gets that many queens. We're like, all right.
I like
what he's going to do.
I love that style.
Well, it's so different to cast than some of the other play styles we've seen before.
And the thing is, it can transition it really well into some different late games. Like if you go an Ultralisk-based one, your creep spread obviously fantastic. It's cool. It's just neat.
Look at this nice defense, by the way, from KangHo over here.
Really good so far. His speed's going to be finishing up pretty soon. And, you know, he hasn't started mining gas again yet, so looks more and more like he's going pretty eco-heavy.
Yeah.
So look at that. Looks like...
Uh-oh, is he going to try to get up here? I love how he set this trap up on the high ground. Try to grab him if he just does hop up there.
And now notice he is running away because he knows that speed is about to finish. Every Terran knows that timing very well. And notice, okay, so this is the cool part, because I was talking before about how predictable it's become when you open Reaper, but people are starting to change it. And that's exactly what SuperNova's doing. He's going reactored Marines and making a siege tank. Now, he may or may not make more siege tanks. I wouldn't even be surprised if you see some...
It's nice because you can hold off a roach all in.
Yeah.
If you get that siege tank up, and then suddenly the Zerg looks foolish for even going for that move to begin with.
Exactly. And, you know, he's getting an armory as well, so it looks like we're going to have him go siege tanks for protection and to a Hellbat drop. Not a bad choice. And that's
not at all, actually.
It'll help him get his third up at a reasonable speed as well. And
Zerg's been having a hard time, by the way, with the Hellbat drops.
Yeah.
So scary.
Terrans have too. I actually feel worse for Terrans than for Zergs.
It's
so
funny
weird as that sounds.
Well, it's hard to do enough damage to hurt the Hellbats.
Yeah.
With anything you have at home, you know? Mm-hmm. Your Hellions or your Marines, they're not going to be strong enough against the Hellbats.
Yeah. Well, Lucira, in the meantime, is about to have his 6 queens out, and he is starting that third base, so his creep spread's going to be pretty fantastic. And, of course, 6 queens will help out a lot against Hellbat drops. You can pick off those medevacs pretty well.
Yeah.
And, of course, transfusions on each other if the Hellbats start to really deal a lot of damage to you.
All right, he's getting this double evolution chamber wall over here at the entrance. He'll use some queens there to block that. Even though there's not really a threat of Hellions running in there, it's just nice to have that all set up there. All right, we got our 2 Hellbats out now. And the medevac is almost complete. We'll make another medevac off the back of that to send out the next group.
This is going to be pretty cool, man. I'm excited to see Lucira try to deal with this with his mass queen composition.
Yeah.
When will he actually scout? He does have an Overlord headed in, but he doesn't know for sure that this is Hellbat drops yet. He has to be a little bit concerned that he's seen no Hellions, though.
Yeah, for real. So, let's see here. He's got, what, 50... Is it 57 or 67? I'm going to use your PC for a second, Artosis. 57 drones here to the 43 of Terran.
Now, he did see the Hellbat drops coming, so Spores and Spines on the way, Roach Warren coming up. And I think he's going to block this quite well.
He also probably won't mine from his third base right away, just to make sure that everything's safe. I don't even know why that... What?
It looked like he wanted to take out that Spore ahead of time.
Huh.
But
kind of a weird choice there, you know?
I think he figured that there must be stuff in the main waiting for him, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean,
so
that
main
part
is
I
going to be
understand.
the first part.
I'm just surprised he was like, I'm going to take out the Spore.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we have a push out right now by SuperNova. Says, all right, you
see if this does any damage, as it looked initially like SuperNova was just going to do a drop harass. Well, but he could do a push like this, and it actually could do a lot of damage.
I think it's going to. There's 6 queens and 8 lings out, and the lings are actually all over here. So just queens, basically, for this defense. He might end up losing his third hatch.
I think he absolutely could. Stamina coming in here now. And again, remember, SuperNova said he practiced a lot against Terran here. The hatchery will 100% go down.
Oh,
that could have been way worse.
Yeah, definitely a mistake there by KangHo. And this has been such a nice timing attack from SuperNova.
Oh, yeah.
Really catching KangHo off guard. KangHo, it seems to me that just the people he practiced against didn't quite do this.
No, this is one of these things. You see the Hellbat drops, and people have been doing this almost too much here. In fact, this game might even end.
Well, the amount he's getting ahead by killing these upgrades after killing the third, he's lost like nothing.
All right, well, I want to talk more about this if this game ends right away, but he's continuing to spill in here now and do a lot of damage. And, I mean, right now, SuperNova is making this look easy.
Yeah, you know, we're actually going to see a counter all-in against this, I think, unless he just GGs, which isn't a terrible choice.
Yes.
The thing is, you look at the supplies and you're like, well, why would you leave there? He's actually lost so much, and SuperNova's on 3 bases that a 20 supply differential does not begin to describe how far behind KangHo is.
Yeah, and now he picks up. He'll go ahead and just regroup. Actually landing a mule saying,
see,
just get out, man, I'm better.
Exactly. exactly. The only thing that KangHo has going for him is nice creep spread.
Yeah.
That's like actually it.
Well, here's the funny thing, too, is that nice creep spread, it won't help him surround. That third hatchery was picked off at the third base, so it's not like he has any angle. He can come in there quickly and get him.
Well, what do you even do from here to come back? Like
I don't know.
I'm scratching my head, looking through my brain for something, and the thing is, I think the most painful part might have been the upgrades getting canceled.
Oh, I know. You can lose that hatch and try to make it again, but you lose the upgrades, and then you're going to be behind even later on.
When you get ahead, or someone gets ahead of you early on like this, you think, well, in the long game, maybe I can come back. But with your upgrades being that far behind, it's like the long game looks even worse than now. Well, the roaches.
We don't mind. It's not been burrowed yet. Looks like he may be rallying more and more of his army down here. 146 supply to 116.
Pretty rough set of numbers right there. 1-1 just did finish up for SuperNova as well, so really going to help him out also. The Roach is doing a good job.
Yeah, he's doing an okay job, actually. Nice job there. He's going to get these extra Roaches up in the front. Nice targeting here, too.
KangHo is down by 50-plus supply right now, making a few more Roaches. I mean, when you're just barely holding on and losing all your Roaches every time against 3-base Terran, yeah, I don't think so, Tasis.
Yeah, this is
thanks for asking, but no.
No problem. I'm here to contribute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's so low in HP. He's even making that macro hatch at the third base, so if he loses the third base again, he loses the macro hatch too, which is even more... he's even more dead, I guess you could say.
Oh, and the Widowmine does get under. More Marauders and Marines coming down with some more Medivacs as well. So this is probably where we'll see the GG.
Yep, there it is. Good call, GG. Straightforward game with a disappointing showing there from KangHo.
Well, what can you say, Tasis? That was a nice attack by SuperNova. You know, he did change up that Reaper opening into something slightly different.
Yeah.
Showed the Hellbat drop, and Lucira defended perfectly against it, but didn't see the attack incoming.
Yeah, KangHo, I think he anticipated more drops and aggression like that. You know, this is something that we see occasionally happen when in metagames and RTSs where one side harasses too much. People forget that they can just make a ground army and still attack you.
Yeah.
It's not about having a few queens spread out in spore crawlers.
Hellbats don't need to be inside of Medivacs to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, and I think what happened was he looked at that and said, you're making a bunch of spores?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. And he just regrouped his army, gathered everything up. I mean, we saw that KangHo had a lot of drones at that point in time, which means he does not have a lot of attacking units. So
it's kind of funny. It has some similarities to how we saw Polt play at MLG this weekend.
Yeah.
His Hellbats, they got their miles on walking. So
this is true. Our next map is going to be
Gwangali Beach.
Gwangali Beach. I don't want to screw up the name on TV. Gwangali Beach. This is one of our new maps here. It's actually one of my favorite maps.
It's one of my favorite beaches.
It's a real location.
It's a really nice one.
Yeah.
Not quite as crowded as Hyundai.
Hyundai gets a little crowded in the summer.
Yeah. Well, both do, but this one...
Hyundai gets a little bit more crowded in the summer than
shoulder to shoulder
Beach.
almost at times.
So, yeah, we're going to get that game started up here. I don't think that KangHo can win this. This series, that last game, that is not what that game was supposed to look like. It was not close. You know, it was almost a novice error there by KangHo.
If SuperNova doesn't get his damage in early like that, then Lucira has a chance, or KangHo has a chance. But, you know, I've only seen one game on this map so far, because this is a brand new map we're just bringing in here.
This is going to be our second game that we've casted on this map.
I'm feeling like this is going to be a little bit better for Terran against Zerg than Zerg against Terran. Doesn't it look like that to you?
I think so. I mean, the longer this game goes on, the harder it should be for KangHo.
Yeah, and
there are some expansions that I just don't think you can actually secure. Even that bottom right expansion, how would Zerg even hold that? Terran pushes down a bridge?
I think that's a joke expansion. Like, I don't know. Is anyone ever going to take that? I don't think so.
I don't think so. We'll see, though.
You've got to remember as well, Marines just look good in bikinis.
They do. They really do, Artosis.
Zergling's not as
So
much.
do medics, man.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like our game is loading. Gwangali Beach. one of our new maps here. A lot of really cool doodads on this map. Let's get this going here. Here in Seoul, Korea, we want to bring you the best esports action you could ever dream of, and that's what we're trying to do here at the best internet TV station in the world at GOMTV.net. Wow.